We're here at CyberScoop's Zero Trust Summit with Bill Lemons, Senior Engineering Manager, Civilian at Fortinet Federal. Bill, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, how would you describe, the OMB's zero trust requirements for agencies in terms of, adopting enterprise-wide platforms for identity and access management and multi-factor authentication, and how's that impacted government contractors and firms like yours?
Yeah, so having a very strong ID management environment is incredibly important in a zero trust architecture. So putting a great deal of emphasis on that is very, very instrumental in making sure that you have a strong foundation upon which to build that zero trust architecture. So it's definitely a very positive activity to engage in. There's many providers out there at this point in time. So being able to sift through those that are available and make sure you choose the right one with the right capabilities and ensure that integration capabilities are available within that are very important. But definitely, as you look across the pillars of zero trust, that is definitely one area that needs focus and attention.
And then what challenges do you see government agencies still facing trying to maintain a complete inventory of authorized devices, for example, and ensure that their endpoint protection and response tools are properly deployed?
Wow, it's a big challenge, especially with the environment that we've seen over the past couple of years, the perimeter changing so drastically, being forced into a remote work situation, that really sets the stage for a very challenging landscape. For just understanding where the edge of the network is, where those devices are, how they're being used, how they're being managed. So those types of factors really bring a difficult challenge to bear with regards to doing that. It's incredibly important to have that understanding, and an EDR solution and centralized database can definitely help improve that posture. But I think one of the remaining challenges associated with that is just like there's so many edges to the network now, the number of EDR solutions that are available, what is their level of compatibility with each other, and being able to cross-correlate information against the systems that are deployed by those various vendors. So taking a look at that and making sure that integration and compatibility is an important piece to keep in mind.
And then how well equipped would you say federal agencies are today compared to, say, a couple of years ago, to quickly identify and isolate segments of their IT environments that may have been compromised?
Wow, that is definitely, they're going to be all over the place. The maturity of each agency is very different over time, and their cloud adoption, how hybrid or remote involved their workforce is at this particular point in time, really impacts how well they're able to respond and whether they're fully equipped with the tools necessary to deal with all of those changes to their infrastructure. So that definitely is a challenge that will continue as the landscape changes over time, but definitely an interesting one to follow.
And then lastly, Bill, looking ahead, how are OMB zero trust policies altering the investment strategies of firms like Fortinet?
Well, it's definitely the driver of conversations right now, and it's always a direction to move to over time. So I think it being this foundational philosophy about how to build out an infrastructure. And as long as that taxonomy and the understanding of the terms and capabilities required to bring that about are well understood, that those component buys and the initiatives moving forward will definitely align to those principles and hopefully bring about an environment that will not only enhance the security landscape of that environment, but also improve the user experience as well.
Terrific. Well, Bill Lemons, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.